So what is Maya? A lot of times people ask me, what is Maya? Especially people in the West, they ask me, Yogesh, we have heard about Maya. What is it? Many people call Maya in English illusion, but I don't believe it's an illusion. It's something more. In English, the English language doesn't have a word for Maya. Let me give you a simple example, a very simple example. So, when I was younger, I used to love playing video games. Many of you might have played video games too. So, I used to play all sorts of video games. Age of Empires, Civilization, Wolf 3D, lots of video games. And whenever I would play a video game, if you have ever played a video game, you can understand the concept of Maya through a video game. So what is a video game? So when you play a video game, let us say you play Need for Speed. When you're playing that video game, for that moment, for that duration, maybe half an hour, 1 hour, you become the race car driver. So you become a race car driver who's driving a super fast car, you're taking part in a race. So that's Need for Speed. Now, some other times you might play another game. You might play Wolf 3D. Wolf 3D was a game where you become somebody who goes and kills Hitler, that's your objective. So you become a soldier, you have a gun, you have different types of guns, and you go and play that game. Other times, so there was a game which I used to play called Civilization. So you could be the leader of a great civilization. So you could be the leader of the Indian civilization, the Egyptian civilization, the Chinese civilization, the Persian civilization, the Greek civilization, the Roman civilization, and take that civilization, from a starting level to a level of greatness, to space travel, to something amazing. So each one of these video games, when you play, or when I used to play it, you used to become that character, and you would become completely immersed in that character, and that is what Maya is. So for that moment of time, for that 1 hour or half an hour or 2 hours, whatever time you play that video game, you would transport into that different world, that different universe, and that's what Maya is. So, but at the same time, I was still Yogesh. You were still whoever you were while you were playing that video game. But when you were in that video game, you were playing that character, you were playing that role. And many of you can compare that to the world, right? So right now, each one of us is playing a role. You're playing a role, I'm playing a role, and we play multiple roles. And if you look at each one of those roles, even though none of these roles are permanent. So if you look at your own life, you were a small kid, you used to go to school, all sorts of different time zones, different things happen. Whatever is happening now is not permanent, right? It's going to be changed. But at the same time, you can still give it your best. So when I used to play video games, when you play video games, you want to win, you want to give it your best. And if you give it your best, if you practice, if you work towards it, you will win. But sometimes, even though you don't give it your best, you might not win. And that is okay. You can come back to that video game, you can play it some other time. And that's the same way if you understand life on this planet, the life you are experiencing right now, it is continuous, and whatever is happening right now is all Maya. So I would not like to use the word illusion, because that video game is not an illusion, but at the same time, it is Maya. And if you understand the concept of Maya, you will feel so free, because whatever is happening right now, you might be facing challenges, you might be facing all sorts of obstacles. If you look at it, if you look at life as a video game, okay, you'll think, okay, what is the best way I can handle this challenge? What can I do? And at the same time, be playful about it, have fun with it. So when you used to play a video game, when I used to play a video game, there would be challenges, right? If there's no challenge in that video game, I'm going to get bored. You're going to get bored. So you like those challenges, but you practice, you play, you say, okay, what is the best I can do? How can I fix that challenge? Okay, how can I fix this puzzle? And that's what excites your mind, that's what excites you, and that's why you wake up every morning. That is the concept of Maya. Take a video game, look at a video game, and look at your life. Your life is like a video game. And you could compare this to different things. So you could compare it to virtual realities, you could compare it to different zones. And each one of these is a form of Maya. In the future, I believe people will start having parallel existence in virtual reality. So you could go in virtual reality, you could go in any sort of virtual reality. It could be any sort of virtual reality where you could work, where you could live, and that would be an alternate reality. And all of this is Maya. And if you look at this beautiful concept of Maya, you can live your life with happiness, with joy, with peace, with love. And at the same time, if somebody tells you something, if somebody abuses you, if somebody insults you, you can rise above your ego. Because I believe your ego holds you back, because your ego gets you attached to all these sorts of identities, and it holds you back. But if you rise above this ego, you will feel so free, you will feel joyous, you will feel love, and also you will move ahead faster in life in all sorts of ways, not just material, but on a spiritual level, on a deeper level, and you'll feel connected to everybody. So next time you see a video game, think about Maya, and I'll see you soon, guys.